To create a perfect genius, rich parents hired hundreds of fortune tellers and astrologers. They carefully chose an auspicious date for a C-section. The surgery had to start at 5:35 p.m. After 85 minutes, a baby was born at exactly 7 p.m. With such a perfect birth chart, Jae-yi was great at everything from a young age. She was praised by everyone since childhood, except for one person. Her father was strict and only cared about what place she got. No matter how many prizes Jae-yi won in interest classes, her father always liked her elder sister more because of her better grades. So Jae-yi began to study day and night. Even when she wet her pants, she never stopped. After 6 months, she finally beat her sister in a math test, but the father said the winner had to punish the loser. Jae-yi cried because she felt guilty for hurting her sister. Her father saw this and told the story of Cain and Abel. He said even real brothers could kill each other. Jae-yi would become an object of envy among people. Even her elder sister won't be an exception. Under this twisted teaching, Jae-yi saw her sister as a scary rival. She never gave anyone a chance to beat her, but those lonely days felt more and more boring to Jae-yi. She seemed to wear strong armor and couldn't get close to anyone. Even when she wanted to show her true self, she couldn't escape her father's control. Until Seulgi appeared, Jae-yi gained the courage to break free. Since she was little, Seulgi had no presence. Even dogs ignored her. She wore shiny princess dresses, but still looked invisible in group photos. Worse, the teachers forgot Seulgi at the beach, and she became a missing child. At the orphanage, Seulgi still had no presence. She often missed mealtime because nobody cared about her. On those hungry days, she could only drink water to fill her stomach. Years later, Seulgi was bullied by other kids because she was an orphan. She never thought she'd get attention this way. In high school, she couldn't find a part-time job because of her unclear identity. An orphanage senior kindly found her a job, but it was using a fake ID to buy prescription medicine from hospitals. One day, Nam Byung-jin gave her a bag of smart drugs, saying that rich people in Seoul were scrambling to get them. He told her to study hard, so she wouldn't end up like him. Strangely, these words sounded very convincing to Seulgi, even though they came from a delinquent. For the first time, she tried studying seriously. To her surprise, she got 15th place in school. As her grades rose, the nun brought her late-night snacks and even turned on the air conditioner. She wondered if being number 1 would get her even better treatment, so she took the smart drugs from the senior. Instantly, her focus improved a lot, and her mind became very clear. With this state, she got first place in the next exam. From that day on, the bullies stopped bothering her. To stay at the top, Seulgi became more obsessed with smart drugs. She had to steal more drugs during her part-time job. Not long after, the orphanage found Seulgi's father, so she quit her part-time job and went to Seoul to live with him. 4 months later, Seulgi transferred to the top girls' high school in Korea. She wore a unique red school uniform and came to school with a suitcase. The teacher just looked at her once and told her to find the classroom herself. Seulgi wanted to ask classmates for help, but they didn't want to talk to a country girl like her. She walked around the campus and ended up in the school entrance ceremony by mistake. An old lady begged her to buy some flowers. Seulgi gently turned her down, but then she saw a security guard trying to kick the old lady out. Just then, a girl stood up and got everyone's attention. Jae-yi walked over gracefully and bought all the flowers. Then she went on stage and welcomed the new students in perfect English. To most students, Jae-yi was the queen of the school. Her father was not only a hospital director, but also the school's biggest investor. Just as Seulgi found her classroom, coincidentally, Jae-yi walked in. All the girls looked forward to being Jae-yi's deskmate. Jae-yi walked around the classroom like a queen choosing a bride, but to everyone's surprise, she sat beside Seulgi. She seemed very interested in this new girl. During break, 3 girls blocked Seulgi in the restroom. They all wanted the seat next to Jae-yi, so they tried to buy Seulgi off. But Seulgi didn't want anything in return. She only cared about who sat closest to the blackboard. In the end, she agreed to switch seats with Nari, who sat in the second row. Then, Jae-yi suddenly burst in, looking for her deskmate to go eat together. Nari looked at Jae-yi excitedly, but Jae-yi turned around, held Seulgi's hand, and walked away. Seolgi was completely confused by the sudden attention. The queen of the school not only chose her as a desk mate, but also invited her to join her close friend group. Yeri and Choi Kyung were curious about what made this poor transfer student so special. Jae-yi asked Seolgi if she also wanted to go to Korea University, because she had noticed that Seolgi carried a Korea University keychain. Seolgi admitted she wanted to study medicine there. But when they heard she never went to any cram school or had a private tutor, Choi Kyung couldn't help but mock her and said that was pure fantasy. Even top students like them had 3 private lessons every week. What shocked Seolgi even more was that all the students took smart drugs after lunch. The strange school vibe made her feel nervous. She quickly went back to the classroom to pack up and prepare to switch seats. Bum-soo kindly reminded her that she needed Jae-yi's permission first, or her life at school would be hard. But Seolgi didn't take it seriously and went straight to her new seat. When Jae-yi found out, she decided to change seats as well. Seolgi immediately stopped her and asked her not to trouble anyone. The whole class was too scared to speak. It was the first time someone had gone against Jae-yi, but Jae-yi didn't get angry. Instead, she kindly greeted Nari. After school, Seolgi nervously went to her stepmother's house. Her stepmother asked if she found a phone among her father's belongings, the one with a Korea University keychain. Seolgi lied and said she hadn't seen it. In fact, the phone was in her hand. Years ago, after Seolgi went missing, her mother died from heartbreak. Later, her father married her stepmother, but he mysteriously passed away not long ago. Though Seolgi found her family, she still became an orphan. To fit in at her new school, Seolgi bought a secondhand school uniform online. However, she found used condoms in the pocket. She was disgusted and immediately threw the clothes into the washing machine. The next day, Seolgi wore the clean uniform to school, but her classmates stared at her strangely. Nari even intentionally spilled juice on her. Seeing the mocking looks around her, Seolgi recalled the days when she was bullied. The scar on her chest was from when bad students burned her with cigarette butts. Seolgi silently went to the restroom to clean her clothes. Suddenly, Jae-yi hugged her from behind. She kindly offered a new shirt, but Seolgi preferred to wear the wet clothes than accept Jae-yi's kindness. Angry, Jae-yi threw the shirt in the trash. As soon as Seolgi returned to class, the teacher started a quiz. Everyone seemed confident, except Seolgi, because she found the test covered material they hadn't learned yet. After the test, only Jae-yi scored full marks, while Seolgi only got 4 answers right. She asked the teacher if she would go over the solutions next class. The teacher shook her head. She explained that this test was just for level evaluation, so that the cram schools could gauge the school's academic standards. Seolgi was stunned. She never thought even teachers valued the cram schools so much. Worse, the news about her buying the second-hand uniform spread online. She was flooded with online insults. Suddenly, an advertisement caught Seolgi's attention. The test questions she had just taken came from a cram school. She decided to check it out, but the high fees almost made her faint. As she was leaving, she overheard a teacher explaining the test answers. She secretly picked up her phone to record a video, but a staff member noticed her. Seolgi quickly rushed into the elevator, and when the doors opened, Jae-yi was standing outside. The staff yelled that there was a student in the elevator who was eavesdropping. Jae-yi quickly put her hat on Seolgi and told her to hide on the top floor. Seolgi curled up helplessly. Jae-yi, like an angel, saved the girl from danger again. Seolgi slowly let her guard down and followed Jae-yi to her father's hospital. Jae-yi opened the wardrobe and let Seolgi change into a new school uniform she had prepared. Seolgi was curious why Jae-yi was so kind to her. Jae-yi said it was out of respect, because Seolgi didn't need extra tutoring to stay top of her class at the last school. Jae-yi wanted to trade the materials from the tutoring class and private lessons for Seolgi's study methods. Just then, they heard voices outside the door. They quickly hid in the wardrobe. Choi Kyung and Ye-ri were gossiping, calling Seolgi Jae-yi's new pet. Jae-yi laughed at this, but when they called Seolgi an orphan, she quickly covered Seolgi's ears. Later, Jae-yi messaged the girls to meet her at the cafe on the first floor. She then quietly sent Seolgi away from the hospital. To show her gratitude, Seolgi gave Jae-yi the Korea University's keychain. Jae-yi looked at it and smiled strangely. As Seolgi was leaving, she saw a funeral being held at the hospital. Suddenly, a man stopped her and reminded her that her bag was open. Back home, Solji suddenly remembered the man was the surgeon who had operated on her father. The doctor had explained that her father arrived at the hospital already showing no signs of life due to acute sepsis. Solji wanted to ask him some questions, but she saw him having a warm moment with his daughter. She did not know if meeting Jae-yi was chance or fate, but she decided to use this chance to change her life. Meanwhile, Jae-yi opened an old box. Inside was the same keychain. The next day, Nari suddenly dropped out of school. After class, Solji packed her bag and went back to Jae-yi. Seeing them so close, Choi Kyung felt uneasy. She was worried Jae-yi would break her promise to recommend her for class president. The teacher had said that being class president could help students get into better universities. As expected, during the class meeting, Jae-yi recommended Solgi for the role. The teacher had no choice but to let the class vote between Solgi and Choi Kyung. The result was clear, and Solgi became class president. Choi Kyung lost control and rushed to the podium to check the votes, convinced that the election was rigged. But with Jae-yi backing Solgi, Choi Kyung had to accept the result. The teacher tried to calm things down, but Jae-yi wasn't done. She demanded Choi Kyung apologize for slandering Solgi and all the classmates. Choi Kyung felt humiliated, but had to apologize reluctantly. Later at home, Choi Kyung used the computer to identify the handwriting on the votes. She accidentally found a lawsuit her lawyer mother had brought home. The defendant was Jae-yi's father, Mr. Yu. The attachment was a death certificate for Woo Do-hyuk. At that moment, Choi Kyung didn't know that Woo Do-hyuk was Solgi's father. Meanwhile, Solgi saw a pair of men's shoes in the hallway and quietly closed the door. She went downstairs and tried to unlock her father's phone. Just then, Jae-yi texted Solgi to invite her to celebrate winning the election. They went to karaoke together. Afterward, Jae-yi invited Solgi to her house to sleep over and go to school together the next day. As they were heading upstairs, a cute dog happily ran out to greet them. Solgi then learned that Jae-yi had an elder sister. Jae-yi mumbled that maybe her sister was already dead. Solgi was surprised but didn't ask more. The dog then brought a princess dress. Looking at the dress, Solgi suddenly remembered the time she got lost as a child. She took this chance to tell Jae-yi about that experience. Jae-yi comforted her, saying it wasn't her fault, but the adults didn't check the number of kids properly. Then, she took off her coat and invited Solgi to shower with her. Solgi had never experienced this before and felt shy, not knowing where to look. Jae-yi teased her, saying she looked cuter when wet, and kissed her lips. Late at night, Solgi got up to go to the restroom. She accidentally saw that Na-ri had sent several messages to Jae-yi. Out of curiosity, Solgi secretly opened Jae-yi's phone and was shocked by what she saw. The album had all of Solgi and her family's information. Even more shocking was a video of Na-ri being threatened. It turned out that Jae-yi was angry after seeing Na-ri bully Solgi and planned to expose Na-ri's drug scandal. Na-ri had no choice but to promise to transfer schools and begged Jae-yi to delete the video. Solgi never expected Jae-yi to be so scary. The next morning, Jae-yi found that Solgi had left without saying anything. She wasn't worried at all because she had secretly installed a tracking app on Solgi's phone. When Jae-yi arrived at school, she noticed that Solgi seemed unhappy. She sweetly asked Solgi why she had left suddenly yesterday. Solgi lied, saying her stepmother had called her home. The two of them then went to the office, where Na-ri was handling her transfer paperwork. Solgi wanted to test Jae-yi, so she purposely proposed to say goodbye to Na-ri. But Jae-yi calmly said goodbye to both Na-ri and her mother, as if nothing had happened. In writing class, the teacher began handing out grades. Solgi was the only one who got full marks, even beating Jae-yi. However, because her short essay was personal, the teacher thought it was not suitable to share. During the break, Ye-ri went to the homeroom teacher to sign her early leave request. She accidentally saw a copy of Solgi's essay on the desk. Meanwhile, someone secretly opened Solgi's bag and stole her essay. Soon, the whole class had copies of it. Choi Kyung noticed that the cause of Seol-gi's father's death was suspiciously similar to the one listed in the lawsuit involving Woo Do-hyuk. Jae-yi angrily took all the copies and ordered everyone not to look at Seol-gi's private information. However, Seol-gi remained unusually calm. Instead, she asked Jae-yi why she was so angry. Then, she revealed the evidence she had kept from last night, exposing Jae-yi's true nature. Jae-yi thought Seol-gi should be thanking her, as she got rid of the trash that bullying Seol-gi. But Seol-gi was more concerned with how Jae got her personal information. Jae said this question wasn't worth answering. Seol-gi was disgusted by her arrogance. So, she confessed that it was her who sent the copies of the essay to the classmates. Jae was shocked by this, but Seol-gi had achieved her goal. She proved that Jae actually knew nothing about her. Just as Seol-gi returned to class, Choi Kyung called her to the student council. During the meeting, Choi Kyung confirmed that Seol-gi's late father was teacher Woo Do-hyuk. She then revealed that Seol-gi's stepmother was suing Jae-yi's father for medical malpractice. She suspected that Jae-yi had been getting close to Seol-gi to obtain a settlement agreement. Seol-gi was curious why Choi Kyung was suddenly being nice to her. Choi Kyung confessed that she felt inferior to Jae-yi. She was doing this just to make Jae-yi experience failure. The next day, while her stepmother was out, Seol-gi tried to find evidence of her father's medical accident. She only found her father's 500 million insurance policy and 3 threatening letters. That night, Seol-gi wanted to ask her stepmother about the lawsuit, but she hesitated and said nothing. After all, she still needed to stay there until the college entrance exam. With the midterm exams coming up, Choi Kyung, who had bad period pain, chose surgery to stop her periods, while Jae-yi took her own blood, treated it, and re-injected it to improve her learning efficiency. Seol-gi tried to focus and study hard, but she felt it was getting harder, even starting to nosebleed. There were only 7 days left until the exam, but she had only 1 pack of smart drug left. Seol-gi had to go to the clinics to buy more drugs, but all the doctors insisted she get a checkup first. But she couldn't afford the expensive exam fee. Seol-gi managed to find a seller online. The seller asked for a code. Looking at the profile picture, Seol-gi remembered Ara had recently given her an origami crane. She opened it and found a string of numbers inside. After matching the code, Ara suggested they make the deal at the amusement park. Seol-gi put the money in a locker as agreed. To her surprise, the real seller was Jae-yi. Jae-yi also guessed Seol-gi was the one buying the drugs. She explained that the smart drug Seol-gi ordered was in short supply, so she gave her something even stronger. Jae-yi then handed Seol-gi the tutoring materials. She promised that if Seol-gi scored higher than her on this midterm, she would reveal how she got Seol-gi's personal information. After some hesitation, Seol-gi took the drug Jae-yi gave her. Immediately, she felt overwhelmed, as if being swept away by a strong tide. With the new smart drug, Seol-gi's focus was heightened to the extreme. She performed excellently in the midterm exams, tying for first place with Jae-yi. However, her classmates questioned her results, because they knew the exam questions came from the cram school. But Seol-gi had never attended it, but still took first place. At that moment, Nam Byung-jin, who had once hired Seol-gi to buy prescription medicine, appeared. He held a knife to her neck and asked if she knew where Soo-jin was. Soo-jin was the senior who had once worked part-time with Seol-gi. A few days ago, she suddenly called Seol-gi to borrow money. Seol-gi, not wanting to deal with her, blocked her number. Faced with the delinquent's questioning, she lied and said she knew nothing. But Nam Byung-jin already knew Seol-gi had stolen a lot of smart drugs. He warned her to return the money by next week. Seol-gi sat in despair. Then, more bad news came. The teacher announced that the top 20 students would get a free health checkup at Jae-yi's father's hospital. Seol-gi worried the urine test would reveal she had used smart drugs. She hesitated in the restroom with the bottle for a long time. Just then, Jae-yi sent a text asking her to come to the hospital's rooftop. Without hesitation, Seol-gi ran up. She knelt in front of Jae-yi, begging her to help. In exchange, she promised to do whatever Jae-yi wanted, even bring her father's medical lawsuit settlement letter. But Jae-yi told Seol-gi that reconciliation was the last thing she wanted. She explained that she had been protecting Sulji's safety before and still intended to do so. She then handed Sulji a bottle of urine and said she was happy to share first place with her. Sulji asked Jae how she had her personal information. Jae admitted she found it in her father's office. She believed that if it was just a simple medical lawsuit, her father wouldn't collect so much information about the deceased's family. She suspected there was more to the lawsuit. Sulji half believed what she said. Back at the health center, everyone fell asleep under the influence of anesthetics. At that moment, someone secretly took Sulji's locker key. Jae, who had just woken up, saw this and hurriedly chased after her, but a nurse stopped her and told her to rest. Back in the restroom, Jae noticed that the only empty bed was Yeri's. Yeri grew up in a nightclub. She was unhappy that her mother always spent time with customers. One day, she impulsively barged into a private room and stood on the table to sing a song. This unexpected performance made her mother notice Yeri's talent, so her mother quit her job, determined to make Yeri a child star. But things didn't go well. Yeri made mistakes on stage and missed her only audition chance. Upset, she looked for her mother, but saw her doing dirty deals with a director. From then on, Yeri finally knew the secret to her successful audition and became vain. She lied, claiming to be the daughter of a wealthy family, showing off her luxurious life online. To afford counterfeit luxury items, she began to collect scandals from others and sold them. When she learned that Jae's father was a wealthy businessman, she quickly tried to get close to him. She accidentally heard that Jae's elder sister had gone missing, something even Jae didn't know. She then advised Mr. Yu to use money to block her mouth. Mr. Yu offered to support Yeri for a long time, but she had to do something for him. Her task was to steal Sulji's father's phone. Jae noticed something was wrong and sent Ara to watch Yeri. After the health checkups, the school held a party. Yeri went to the restroom alone and found that the stolen phone was dead. She asked Bum-soo to bring her a charger. In exchange, she promised to take Bum-soo to a blind date. Ara overheard their conversation and immediately told Jae. Later, Yeri found a charger at the event. Once she charged the phone, she went to negotiate with Mr. Yu. She discovered that the phone belonged to a dead person and decided to ask for more money. Mr. Yu promised to give her an extra 5 million if he could get the phone tonight. Ara saw this, but the flash from her phone nearly gave away her position. Jae became alert when she received a photo of the situation. At that moment, Choi Kyung appeared and asked why Seulgi wasn't answering her phone. Seulgi quickly searched for her phone, but found that her father's phone was missing. Meanwhile, Jae hurried to the event and took Seulgi's father's phone. She hid in the restroom but found that the phone was password protected. She tried entering the date Seulgi went missing, and the phone unlocked. But what she saw shocked her. There was an inappropriate video of a teacher and student on the phone. The teacher was Seulgi's father, and the student was Jae's missing sister. Jae went to the office from the video but suddenly heard noise outside. Bum-soo was threatening everyone with a knife. Not long ago, she gladly gave a charger to Yeri, but Yeri was angry about losing the stolen phone and pushed her. Bum-soo felt shamed in front of the crowd. She bought drugs from Ara and swallowed them all. Then she confronted Yeri again, but was pushed away. Looking at her wound, she grabbed a knife and rushed toward Yeri. Luckily, the knife did not hit Yeri, but Bum-soo lost her mind and attacked Seulgi next. At the same time, a mysterious person appeared in the office. Jae was scared, but quickly recognized the person as her sister, Jae-na. Jae-na saw the phone in Jae's hand and rushed to grab it. The phone fell, and Jae-na, ignoring the danger, jumped down to get it. Suddenly, a security guard appeared. In a daze, Jae-na saw the dead teacher Woo and quickly ran away. When Jae found the phone, she heard an emergency announcement. The school had locked its doors and wouldn't let anyone leave. Jae rushed to the event and learned that Seulgi had been injured and sent to her father's hospital. Seeing Seulgi unconscious, Jae decided to stitch her wound herself. Seulgi woke up to find herself in a hospital room. She checked her phone and saw that news of her stabbing was spreading widely. Just then, Jae appeared and took her outside for some fresh air. Sol-ji felt much better after seeing the cute dog. Jae-yi said she feared losing her dog, so she sometimes imagined it dying to prepare herself. Sol-gi felt puzzled, then asked if Jae-yi had seen her father's phone. Jae-yi lied and said she hadn't. She also mentioned a rumor that teacher Woo slept with students, suggesting he wasn't a good person. Sol-gi got angry and walked away. The hospital doors were all closed. While searching for an entrance, she accidentally saw Mr. Yu directing staff to move black packages. After everyone left, Sol-ji entered through the back door. Around a corner, she saw the black packages, and suddenly, a foot dropped out. Terrified, Sol-ji turned to see Mr. Yu closing the door. He explained that the packages contained unidentified bodies. He came here practiced every day to perfect his surgical skills. Then he would give them a proper burial. The eerie atmosphere scared Sol-gi, and she quickly fled. Meanwhile, Jae-yi was attacked by Jae-na on her way home. Jae-na demanded teacher Woo's phone. She wanted the video on it to prove their father killed the teacher. Jae-yi gave her another phone and promised to hand over the teacher's phone later. The next day, the police came to school to investigate. However, Bum-soo accused Sol-gi of selling smart drugs to her. The homeroom teacher and principal also claimed that they had heard rumors of drug deals at school since Sol-gi arrived. The principal decided to convoke the school violence committee to discuss whether to expel Sol-gi. However, due to their poor family background, no matter how Sol-gi and her stepmother argued, it didn't help. The police questioned Sol-gi about stealing medicine from the hospital. Mr. Yu provided footage of her walking near the medicine room. That moment was during the school health checkups, when Sol-gi looked for Jae-yi for help. Sol-gi thought Jae-yi had betrayed her, so she revealed that Jae-yi was the one selling the drugs. Meanwhile, Jae-yi overheard a conversation between her father and the principal, and learned that her father was behind everything. Back in class, she planned to talk to Sol-gi, but Sol-gi stayed cold and shouted she would not let anyone crush her. Jae-yi, instead of being angry, supported Sol-gi's resistance. At that moment, Nam Byung-jin arrived and took Sol-gi away. He asked how she got the smart drugs after coming to Seoul. Sol-gi told him the truth, but didn't mention Jae-yi as the seller. Nam Byung-jin planned to take over the market in the area. He forced Sol-gi to order again to draw out the seller. He then took control of her account. The next day, Nam Byung-jin sent Sol-gi a location to pick up the goods, but they didn't know it was a trap set by Ara. To clear herself, Ara had called the police first. Once Sol-gi opened the locker, she would be arrested in the act. When Jae-yi heard this, she grabbed Ara's phone. She tried calling Sol-gi repeatedly, but all the calls were hung up. In desperation, Jae-yi contacted Jae-na, using teacher Woo's phone to trick Jae-na into becoming Sol-gi's scapegoat. When Sol-gi arrived near the locker, she received a text to change the meeting location. Meanwhile, Jae-na opened the locker and realized she had been tricked. She immediately tried to run, but was forced into a car by two nurses. Nam Byung-jin happened to witness this. Just as Sol-gi arrived at the new place, she bumped into Jae-yi. Jae-yi touched her face and quickly took her away. Sol-gi opened her backpack and realized it was a trap set by Ara. They went to the police station but found out Jae-na wasn't arrested. Jae-yi checked her phone and saw Jae-na's location was near their house. She rushed home, but didn't find Jae-na, only her phone. Soon, Jae-yi discovered teacher Woo's phone was missing. She realized Jae-na had taken it and run. The next day, the police showed subway station footage and asked all the students who the person in the video was. Ara trembled with fear. Jae-yi then stepped up and pointed out that the person was her sister, Jae-na. She claimed that Bum-soo framed Sol-gi out of jealousy because Sol-gi was number one. Afterward, Sol-gi thought Jae-yi didn't need to go that far, but Jae-yi said she hoped the police had found Jae-na sooner than her father. She then took Sol-gi to check the surveillance to prove Jae-na had been at the school. However, they accidentally saw Choi Kyung talking to Jae-na. After school, they asked Choi Kyung what happened that night. It turned out that Jae-na had asked Choi Kyung if she knew Sol-gi. Choi Kyung suddenly realized that Jae-na also knew Sol-gi was teacher Woo's daughter, but she didn't tell the truth. She said she just exchanged a few words with Jae-na. Suddenly, Jae got a call from an unknown number. The caller claimed to know Jenna's whereabouts and asked her to bring 30 pills to a nightclub. The three dressed up and went to the nightclub, placing the pills in the water tank as instructed. Choi Kyung noticed someone entered the drug hiding area. She grabbed the hose and sprayed water inside. The girl tried to hide, revealing herself as Yeri. Meanwhile, Jae spotted a suspicious guy. Seolgi rushed over but saw it was Nam Byung-jin. Jae asked Yeri if this was her father's plan. Yeri said that after she failed to steal the phone, Mr. Yu didn't believe her anymore. Not long ago, she met Nam Byung-jin at the party and teamed up with him to earn money. Nam Byung-jin then revealed that he accidentally met Jae-na that day at the party. After confirming Jae-na's identity, he and Yeri made up a lie to deceive Jae. Just then, Jae got a call saying they found Jae-na. Seolgi realized something was wrong and tightly held Jae's hand. When they arrived at the hospital, they saw Jae-na's body. The doctor explained that Jae-na fell from the mountain and her face was unrecognizable. Jae couldn't believe what she saw. In the following days, she was haunted by nightmares. During gym class, Seolgi noticed a girl painting her nails yellow. It reminded her of Jae-na's feet and the body in the black packages. Also, Soo-jin had a similar burn scar on her foot. Seolgi thought something was off. She checked Soo-jin's social media and found her apartment. The landlord told her Soo-jin died a month ago and owed a lot of rent. Today, a guy who looked like a gangster paid off all her debts. Seolgi realized something and rushed downstairs, only to bump into Choi Kyung and Yeri. Not long ago, Bum-soo told Yeri she saw Jae-na at school. She also saw Jae-na hide something in the lab. So Yeri and Choi Kyung went to the lab and found a loose nameplate on the desk. Inside, there was a key and a hotel address. Coincidentally, Jae-na lived next to Soo-jin. Seolgi nervously opened the room. The walls were covered with math problems. On the desk was a locked notebook. Seolgi smashed the lock, and some hidden secrets were revealed. The cruel father made his two daughters compete since childhood. Jae-na always intentionally lost, taking the punishment for her younger sister. When their parents argued about divorce, she would cover her sister's ears. However, Jae secretly pulled the tablecloth, injuring Jae-na's foot. Jae-na didn't blame her and took even better care of her. She believed that by being a good child, the family would stay together. But after their father turned them against each other, Jae began to distance herself from Jae-na. To regain her family's love, Jae-na prayed to God to get a terminal illness. Just after the prayer, she collapsed. Doctors diagnosed her with narcolepsy, causing her to faint anywhere, anytime. Jae-na thought her family would care for her, but her younger sister was still cold towards her, and her father forced her to work harder at school. Whenever she felt sleepy in class, she imagined her father glaring at her. Teacher Woo noticed her odd behavior and counseled her after class. Jae-na, however, asked him for a Korea University keychain to motivate herself to be number one. Even though she took smart pills, she still didn't get a perfect score. The night before the exam, Jae-na couldn't sleep. A dark thought crossed her mind. She broke into the office, set up her phone, and started searching for the test papers. Teacher Woo found her while patrolling. Jae-na knelt down and begged him to ignore what happened, or her life would end there. Instead of scolding her, Teacher Woo praised her for being a kind and honest child. Jae-na, touched by his caring words, hugged him tightly, even pushing him onto the couch. In the struggle, Teacher Woo accidentally touched Jae-na's watch, activating the video recording. When Mr. Yu learned about the relationship between his eldest daughter and Teacher Woo, he didn't scold her, but praised her. Because Teacher Woo was a member of the college entrance exam committee. So Mr. Yu offered to help him find his missing daughter. In return, he wanted Teacher Woo to leak the exam questions. Teacher Woo refused the deal. However, on his way to the base, Mr. Yu sent a message saying he had found his daughter, followed by an inappropriate video of Teacher Woo and Jae-na. At this point, Teacher Woo had no choice. He secretly put the exam papers in a capsule and swallowed it. Soon after, he collapsed and was rushed to Mr. Yu's hospital for emergency surgery. Mr. Yu performed the operation and gave the capsule to his eldest daughter. Jae-na excitedly took the exam papers, not knowing that teacher Wu didn't survive the surgery. On exam day, Jenna suddenly had a hallucination. Blood covered her hands, and Jae-yi was mocking her. Guilt forced Jenna to run away from the exam hall. From that day on, she hid in a dark rented room. Once the truth was revealed, the three of them attended Jenna's funeral. Jae-yi stood up to leave, and Seul-ji immediately followed her. She told Jae-yi that the body was not Jenna, but Soo-jin. Jae-yi wasn't surprised because she had known all along that her sister wasn't dead. The scar on Jae-na's foot was different from the one on the body. To destroy her father's plan, she decided to work with Seul-ji to find evidence of his crimes. Jae-yi first turned off all the cameras, then went to the funeral to stop her father. Seul-ji quietly snuck into Mr. Yu's office. Following clues from Jae-na's diary, she found a wall full of records. Strangely, all the records were made from X-ray films. Seul-ji suspected that these people had died at Mr. Yu's hands. Holding a record that documented her father's surgery, her hands trembled. Suddenly, a soft melody came from the record. Seul-ji was filled with anger. She didn't expect Mr. Yu to be so at ease while her father was near death. Losing control, she grabbed a knife and rushed toward him. At the critical moment, her stepmother stopped her. It turned out that the stepmother had seen a note from Jae-na in her husband's coat pocket. Her instincts told her that the female student had a secret with her husband. Not long ago, Jae-na planned to return teacher Wu's phone to the stepmother, but she couldn't get the phone and was forcibly taken by the nurses. When the stepmother received news of Jae-na's death yesterday, she realized things weren't so simple. After the funeral, Seul-gi gave the record and diary to Choi Kyung's mother. The lawyer informed them that these couldn't be used as evidence to accuse Mr. Yu of murder, unless Jae-na came back to life and testified in court. Just then, Yeri secretly turned on a voice recorder in her bag. The stepmother took out a few handwritten cards. She suspected that the sender might know about Jae-na's relationship with her husband, so they could find this person to testify. Choi Kyung looked nervous. As she was about to speak, her mother stopped her and said maybe there was some reason why he was unwilling to reveal his identity. When they got home, Choi Kyung argued with her mother. She was angry that her mother only pressured her to study and never cared about her. It turned out that before each exam, Choi Kyung would ease her anxiety by fantasizing. One time, she accidentally saw Jae-na and teacher Woo Do-hyuk together. She feared to tell anyone, afraid her secret habit would be exposed. So she anonymously wrote many letters trying to warn Seul-gi's stepmother. After hearing this, her mother felt guilty, but she warned Choi Kyung not to tell anyone what she had just said. Meanwhile, Yeri handed the recorder to Nam Byung-jin. They were still working for Mr. Yu for money. Seul-ji was quietly observing everything from a corner. Suddenly, someone covered her mouth. It was Jae-yi. Seul-ji had already noticed Yeri following her, so she called Jae-yi, lying that Jae-na had filmed the surgery process that day. Mr. Yu would act if he knew about it. After hearing her plan, Jae-yi agreed to help. They pretended to search the hospital for the video Jae-na filmed. Then, Jae-yi planted monitors around the house and on the dog. The next day, she overheard her mother planning to visit Jae-na. Her mother, who rarely cooked, was in the kitchen, which made Jae-yi more certain the clue was real. So she and Seul-ji secretly followed her mother's car. However, her mother didn't go to see Jae-na, but instead went to the orphanage. They realized they had been tricked. By the time they returned to the courthouse, the trial had already ended. The stepmother reminded Seul-gi not to trust Jae-yi too much. She suspected their plan had been leaked. When the lawyer mentioned a witness would testify, Mr. Yu stayed unusually calm, as if he knew Jae-na couldn't appear. Meanwhile, Mr. Yu handed Jae-yi a phone showing a live stream of Seul-gi and her stepmother's conversation. Suddenly, the car lost control. Seul-gi screamed and cried in fear. Jae-yi looked at her father in shock. She was then taken to an unfamiliar villa. Jae-na was locked in a room with an electronic ankle cuff. Jae-yi wanted to take her away, but a loud alarm went off. Seeing Jae-na terrified, Jae-yi asked her father what he had done to her. Mr. Yu said that the initiator was her sister, not him. It turns out that Jae-na secretly injected teacher Woo Do-hyuk with air, causing his death. He couldn't bear seeing Jae-na in pain, so he erased some of her memories. But Jae-yi didn't believe what he said. She thought her father just couldn't admit that he had a ruined daughter. Mr. Yu lost control and grabbed her neck. Jae-yi quickly changed her words and promised to be his perfect daughter. The next day, Seul-ji learned that Jae-yi had dropped out and even canceled her phone number. She searched their usual places and finally found Jae-yi at the hospital. But Jae-yi, like a different person, insulted her for being stupid. She said Seul-ji's existence proved her father's crimes. Watching her father torment Seul-ji was amusing to her. She warned Seul-ji to stop looking for Jaina, or she would be in danger. With that, Jae-yi walked away. Seul-gi sat on the ground, crying. After their relationship broke, Seul-gi's mental state worsened. Without the smart drugs, she couldn't focus on her exams. Jae-yi purposely answered a few questions wrong, so her grades dropped just like Seul-ji's. Her strict father was deeply disappointed when he saw the report card. Jae-yi said she wanted to get the college entrance exam questions early, just like her sister. Hearing this, her father stayed silent. In the following days, Jae-yi practiced holding her breath underwater every day, gradually increasing the time, as if planning something big. One day, Seul-ji noticed that her stepmother had a new car. She rushed home, only to find the evidence and lawsuit papers were gone. After the recent car accident, her stepmother was afraid of being in danger again, so she accepted a settlement. Seul-ji didn't want to give up. She angrily went to the funeral home, smashed the glass, and took Jaina's urn. She knew this was the only way to meet Mr. Yu alone. To solve this problem, Mr. Yu agreed to provide her with the exam questions. Hearing this, Seul-gi smiled subtly. Later, she used a drug deal ledger to blackmail A-Ra into revealing Jae-yi's whereabouts. Seul-gi found Jae-yi and told her about her deal with Mr. Yu. She confronted Jae-yi, asking what she was planning. Jae-yi remained silent. In a fit of anger, Seul-gi climbed to the highest diving board. She told Jae-yi she couldn't swim before jumping into the water. At the crucial moment, Jae-yi quickly saved her. When Seul-gi woke up, she suddenly laughed. She already knew that Jae-yi purposely failed the final exam to make her father steal the exam questions again. The hurtful things Jae-yi had said recently were to keep Seul-gi out of trouble. But Seul-gi didn't want Jae-yi to risk it alone. She decided to be the bait and help Jae-yi get revenge. After Jae-yi went home, she told her father to ask Seul-gi to steal the questions. This would not only keep them safe, but also destroy Seul-ji's life. Her father thought it was a good idea. The next day, he gave Seul-ji a file. It contained dirt on a member of the exam question committee. Seul-ji took file to the professor and threatened him to leak the questions. Someone nearby secretly recorded this. The next day, Seul-ji accidentally noticed a countdown on Jae-yi's tablet, but there were only 70 days left until the exam. She realized something was off. Later, she saw Choi-kyung sneezing from allergies and white dog hair on her socks. After school, she went to Choi-kyung's house and saw Jae-yi's dog there. Choi-kyung said she didn't know anything else. Jae-yi just agreed to secretly tutor her if she adopted her dogs. Feeling uneasy, Seul-ji rushed to the swimming pool. Jae-yi covered her mouth and suggested they carry out Plan B. Not long ago, she had suspected her father had other intentions, so she secretly followed the question committee member. She accidentally discovered her father had sent a female doctor into the base. This meant her father would definitely use a different method than last year. Therefore, they couldn't continue with their original plan. Over the next few days, they communicated with notes and glances. With 30 days left until the exam, Jae-yi told Seul-gi not to give up on the entrance exam, no matter what. She also revealed a secret. The medicine she gave Seul-gi during midterms was just vitamins. This showed Seul-gi could get into Korea University without smart drugs. Soon after, Seul-gi approached Nam Byung-jin and suggested he sell the college entrance exam questions. She also gave him a VIP client list of Jae-yi's drug customers. Many clients paid a deposit, and Nam Byung-jin made a lot of money. However, he didn't know that Seul-ji secretly filmed his transactions. This meant he would become the scapegoat in this crime. The day before the entrance exam, the professor who created the test suddenly injured on the court. While being treated, he secretly put the exam questions in the female doctor's pocket. However, the female doctor suddenly scratched his thigh. She called security to contact the hospital and asked them to send blood bags and painkillers. At that moment, Seol-gi and Nam Byung-jin saw an ambulance appear outside the hospital. They quickly took action. Later, Mr. Yu arrived at the base in the ambulance. The female doctor seized the chance to put the capsules with the exam questions in his pocket. On the way back, Nam Byung-jin controlled Mr. Yu with a knife, while Seol-gi found the capsules in his pocket. Just then, Jae-yi arrived. Without hesitation, Seol-gi swallowed the entire capsules. Jae-yi also followed the plan and used anesthesia to knock Seol-gi out. Their goal was to record Mr. Yu performing an illegal surgery to remove the capsules. However, after Seol-gi was taken to the hospital, Mr. Yu forced Jae-yi to perform the surgery. Luckily, Jae-yi successfully removed the capsule. Nam Byung-jin immediately took the note. He sold it to the waiting clients outside the operating room, including Choi Kyung and A-ra. After the surgery, Mr. Yu praised Jae-yi's talent, saying she would become a great doctor. He then handed her a red capsule containing the real exam questions. The next day, the college entrance exam began. Seol-gi was absent, while Choi Kyung and A-ra were shocked to find the questions were different. After the exam, Nam Byung-jin was beaten by the clients for selling fake exam questions. When Yeri left the school, the madam forced her to work as a nightclub hostess to make money. Choi Kyung stood in front of the car and used his legal knowledge to save Yeri. After waking up, Seol-gi went to school to handle her leave of absence. Meanwhile, Jae-yi, who scored full marks, was happily giving interviews. Mr. Yu was invited to a show to share his secret for raising geniuses. Yeri watched the live stream while editing a video called "Exclusive Secret to the Full Score in the Big Exam." Jae-yi went to the villa in the countryside. She decided to rescue her imprisoned sister. She put a life jacket on Jae-na and told her not to be afraid. Soon, the news of genius Jae-yi jumping into the river went viral. After a search, the police found Jae-na safe, but Jae-yi disappeared. At that moment, Seol-gi realized this was Jae-yi's true plan. Jae-yi not only exposed her father's crimes, but also ruined her own life. Only this way could she destroy her father completely. 6 months later, Yeri was noticed by an entertainment company because of her beauty. Choi Kyung chose the law department. Seol-gi quit smart drugs and worked hard for the next college entrance exam. But Jae-yi still had no news. Soon after, Mr. Yu was released due to lack of evidence. He quietly stood outside Seol-gi's building every day, believing Jae-yi was still alive. The day before the college exam, Seol-gi received a beautiful gift box. Inside were a pair of shoes, the Korea University keychain, and a photo. The photo showed the coast where Seol-gi got lost as a child. Seol-gi knew the gift must have been sent by Jae-yi. Somewhere, Jae-yi lived freely and waited quietly for Seol-gi to find her.